The lights are coming on here in Bahrain for the first race of 2022 and Season 3 of Ultimate Career is underway. Lights out, foot to the floor.
Yes, good job guys.
Yes.
I'm stuck in fourth.
Well done, mate. You really made that work.
We're just seeing a titanic battle this season.
Is very much between these two magnificent racing drivers.
3 on the spin, 3 on the spin.
But is this going blind?
Every twist and turn is critical for the World Championship.
And the title will go to the last race in Abu Dhabi. What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 51 and the final episode of F1 Ultimate Career Season 3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. And as always, if you're new around here, then make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content as the series continues on. So, one more Grand Prix left to go. One more in 2022. And we head into this one knowing that a 1-point score will be enough for us to win our maiden World Championship. There's the gap, 25 points to Verstappen. Max needs to win the race and take fastest lap and have us fail to score in order to win the title for himself. It's a lofty task, but anything could happen. Our engine could go. It hasn't gone all season, but today could be the day. You never know. In terms of our odds, though, we're in a very good stead here and with a very good chance to wrap up the title. 5 race wins over the course of the season. No more upgrades to be made. No more changes to our power unit. It's going to be all about racing today. And it's the first time we're actually going to race in a title decider, which I'm very excited about. So without further ado, let's jump into qualifying and get this race weekend in Abu Dhabi underway. So here we go then, time for the last qualifying session of the season, time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend to get underway, and of course we come into this one, obviously as the championship leader, as we have been for the majority of the second half of this season. We're coming out now for qualifying, of course, this is our first race on the modified Yas Marina circuit layout, which of course came in real life in 2021, but we got it in F1 22 for the first time. Of course, new modifications to particularly at the end of the first sector, turn 5, and of course the left-hander now at turn number 9, both major chicanes being removed from that part of the circuit. It's a lot faster, a lot flowier now, and of course sector 3 obviously remodified as well. Turns 13 and 14 now feel like one corner as opposed to 2 quite tight ones. So on to our first flying lap pin and looking for a strong time starting off to get ourselves as high up the order as we can. So the last thing we want to do is be fighting our way through the field in this last race. We just want to have a clean Grand Prix and get ourselves a championship, just get ourselves at least a point on the board, a top 10 finish at the very least, obviously. So going through turns 2 and 3 here and down towards turns 4 and 5, of course, that newly remodified left-hander. You saw it briefly on our outlap, but going into the left-hander now, of course, place of Verstappen made that iconic move on Lewis Hamilton for the 2021 World Championship title in real life. But coming through Sector 3 now, you get a bit more of a glimpse of the remodified turns 13 and 14 here. As you see, it's all sort of feels like one motion making that turn and making our way through the last corners here. Of course, again, streamlining a bit, make it seem a bit faster in these last 2 turns, turn 15 and 16, coming through to complete our first lap of the session. None of the fastest cars have come through yet, so our best time with the fastest so far, 124.8. But in terms of pace, as it has been the majority of the season so far, we've been down in terms of qualifying, at least on our first lap, and from there we'll drag up on the second one. Times we gained in turn 1, so keep an eye out for that. Fresh tyres are now on. We accelerate time. We're down to P12, P13, P14, P15 in the order. 1.3 seconds off the time on top. Leclerc is fastest right now. Sainz second, Perez third, Verstappen fourth. We're only just in front of Sebastian Vettel, who of course is contesting his last Grand Prix in this episode. But into our second lap and on closing off qualifying now into the last sector through turn 9 then. Again, a much faster left-hander there. Half second up right now, so still plenty of time to try and find a bit more in this last sector, but it's just been a struggle on this lap as of so far. But a few more corners to go, 4 corners left to come. Hopefully in about 28, 29 laps time we'll be coming through to claim a championship from here, but you never know what could happen in this last round. 2 corners left to come through turn 15 and up towards 16 now. That last braking zone on the circuit, losing time there in the last corner, starting slightly and only a half second improvement. P10 on the starting grid, so it's where we need to be at minimum, but obviously we're going to be doing a lot better than this in the Grand Prix and try and get some more points on the board to help us nab the title.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Leclerc, Sainz and Lando Norris. Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So Charles Leclerc then nabs the last pole of the season. Sainz second, so Ferrari look out the front row. Norris third, Perez fourth, Verstappen fifth, a full 6 tenths faster than we were in qualifying. We start P10 for this one, so it's going to be a big ask, but obviously Verstappen outscoring us isn't the concern. As long as we actually get some points on the board, that's always going to do it to win the championship. It's time now to head into the last race of the season and get this one underway.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out. Here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.28 miles of track, featuring 16 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 5 and turn 7 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Cohen and Bottas, Gasly, Perez. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, Albon, Kevin Magnussen and Ocon, Stroll, Ricciardo. They've taken a grid penalty. Guan Yu Zhou and Yuki Tsunoda. Latifi and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Here we go then, no more talking, time for action for the last time this season for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix from P5 on the starting grid. We had a massive lifeline given to us in terms of grid penalties, so we start 5th and Verstappen starts 9th for the title decider. Verstappen's got all to do over the next 29 laps. It's T-Ball strategy here, medium tyres to start with and hard tyres all the way to the second flag, and hopefully does help us carry us to our first championship.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
So medium tyres, the weapon of choice for the majority of the field here. Perez on the hard tyres, looking for a longer first stint, perhaps medium to the end. Albon, Ocon and Tsunoda all starting on the soft tyres further back outside of the top 10. Verstappen, crucially, also on the mediums.
We're almost ready to start the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
I can't begin to describe the amount of excitement that was going through me at this point as we come through the last corner to start the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The last race of Season 3, of course, it's been a fantastic year regardless of what happens in this race. If we lose the championship from here, I think that'll be quite heartbreaking, but P5 on the grid, we've got a very good chance of taking it. The odds are almost completely stacked in our favour. All we've got to do is just score 1 point. I keep saying it, top 10 finish is all that we'll do, and regardless of where Max finishes, we will be champion. Max lines up P9 as Leclerc took pole, lines at the back of the grid there, taking a grid penalty for this last race. Will be his teammate Sainz that inherits pole with Lando Norris there in P2. So here come the lights then for the final time in 2022, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the championship decider. Let's get underway. Lights up, forward to the floor. Go, go, go. We are racing here. Sainz a good start over Norris going towards turn 1. Alonso jumps in front of Lewis going into the first corner. Bottas to our inside at turn 1. They're trying to jump around the outside of the Alfa Romeo, maintaining our P5 off the start. So maintaining our spot. Going into turns 2 and 3 now. Sainz has checked out. Look at him go there like it was in Brazil. Sainz is gone. Norris in second. Alonso third. Hamilton trying to challenge him going down towards turn 5 for the first time. Bottas right behind us is going to the left-hander. We'll hold our line for a minute, keep him behind us and hold on to our position from the opening advances of this Grand Prix. But of course, work to be done. Verstappen still behind us there, still in the top 10, but quite a way back in terms of positions. On to lap number 2 now. Alonso and Hamilton side by side going down out of turn number 7, down through 8 now. And side by side, the Mercedes and the Alpine, the two world champions, or former world champions, on the grid, making their way down towards the left-hander of turn 9. Sainz and Norris quite a way in front of him. We're stuck behind these two. These two are serving as a blockade here for us trying to get around them, and that will allow Verstappen to try and close in terms of where he is on the racetrack. He's currently behind his teammate Sergio Perez. They're in 8th place as Hamilton gets through on the inside, passes Alonso and gets P3 back, but Alonso will not let him go so easily. But if we can try and get involved in this fight now that single file, we'll do that to ourselves. So making our way through turns 13 and 14 now. I'm thinking of lining up a move in the last corner potentially. That'll be our best chance of attack going on to start lap 3. And of course, DRS will be in play from there. We try and catch Hamilton. So down the inside of Alonso then. We're trying to squeeze him out on corner exit if we can over the curb there. No contact, fortunately. Sainz fastest lap. We come through start lap 3 in P4 now. So it's 1 place gained on the opening 2 laps. Hamilton, our teammate, now our next target. Of course, we've been by far the quicker car in terms of Mercedes this season. But DRS in play on lap 4 now and heading down towards the braking zone of turn 6. Of course, the first of 2 DRS zones on this circuit. It's heading down towards 6 now. Norris quite a way in front. Sainz still pulling away all the way to the left-hand side of the racetrack, trying to pass Hamilton, going into the left-hander now, pulling in front, trying to outbrake our teammate, the 7-time world champion, reigning champion, for one more race. That title will pass to us if things go well today. Around the outside of Hamilton, making that move stick through turn 7, and we're into 3rd place now, into the podium places. Hamilton still 4th. Alonso is still in 5th place. He's got the 2 Red Bulls behind him. From there, Bottas has fallen back. He's down to P8 now. On to lap 9 now. And Sainz is 5.7 in front. He's pulling away to a lead here. Norris about 4 seconds ahead of us. But crucially, we've gained 4 on Hamilton and Alonso to make our way up through turns 2 and 3. Once again, losing grip there and spinning off onto the course barriers. Oh, that was very, very close. That could have been raced over right there and then. And for the second race in a row here, another spin midway through that could have cost us massively. Of course, it cost us in Brazil and that stopped us from wrapping the title up. And there we go, almost off in the barriers and so lucky to avoid any sort of damage. We're losing the back left tyre completely there. So we'll continue on our way. Of course, a lot of time lost to Hamilton, Alonso and Perez there for the back in P4, P5 and P6. But that was very, very close indeed. But on to lap 12 now. The tyres have fell off quite a bit here and the pace just has not been there. Sainz now 10 seconds in front to make that 11 as he comes through and start lap 13 himself. Norris in P2, 8.8 in front. Those two are by far and away the fastest cars here today. We're coming in now for our first and final pit stop of this Grand Prix and of the season, no less. And coming in to our grid spot, one more stop needs to be made onto those hard tyres, hopefully a good one. Optimal turn in, and it'll be a 2.5 second stop as we are away from our pit box now and pulling it back on towards the racetrack again. Of course, long pit exit here at Abu Dhabi, going underneath the racetrack and re-emerging up at turn number 3. Outside of the points now, but of course doesn't matter because Verstappen is not in the lead and obviously is still yet to stop, but Perez is also yet to stop as well because we keep an eye on him because he'll be on the medium tyres in this second stint when he pits later on in the Grand Prix, so I imagine he could lead for a little bit. Alonso's teammate Ocon about a couple of tenths behind us now, is making way out onto turn, back on the racetrack out of turn 3. Keep an eye on him because he could try and give us some pressure because that Alpine's been fast in the last couple of races. Of course, Ocon hasn't been up here as much, but Alonso's been challenging consistently for podium places. Hasn't been able to get one yet, but we're making our way now to start lap 14 of this Grand Prix. Majority of cars coming in, including Alonso, so we'll see where about to emerge here because, of course, the pace has been down since that spin on lap number 9. So Alonso coming through turns 1 and 2 now and heading up towards pit exit once again. You see Ocon emerging on the left-hand side. We'll be just in front of him there, going through to turns 2 and 3, coming on the inside there and very close to contact. We have to lift there to avoid running into Alonso's side pod, and so we make our way up towards turn 5 again, side by side with the 2-time world champion as we make our way through the left-hander. Alonso gets in front. We'll try and get a better exit off the corner, running wide there. So Alonso stays alongside us, but we'll have the DRS for ourselves on corner exit. So trying to pull in front of the Alpine as best we can. Alonso is not our race, of course. No one's really our race. We've just got to try and score points. Is all we've got to do. But Alonso is still there, trying to get that place back, going up towards turn number 6 again. We'll hold him off for now and maintain P4. Perez in front of us, because yet to make a stop. Norris and Sainz both yet to come in as of yet, so imagine we see him in this lap. Onto lap 16 now. Perez is out front, hasn't made a stop yet, and Sainz and Norris onto the hard tyres. Alonso goes to the outside there at turn 9. Bit of contact on the way through, side by side with the Spaniard, going through the left-hander on corner exit. Will he try and pull in front? He's still alongside us. He's going to pull ahead. Alonso into 4th place then for now, but backing off it, going into turns 11 and 12 and making his way through 12 now. Alonso in front and dives inside and takes the place away. So P4 now in his possession. Let's try and get him back here in the next couple of laps if we can. And on to lap 18 now, heading down through turns 2 and 3 and up towards 4 and 5 once again. Could try to consider a dive of our own here, going into the left-hander once again. Of course, we've got DRS on our mark going through towards the detection point. There's the line. So we'll still get DRS and diving inside of Alonso. But obviously had to lift and try and avoid going off the racetrack again. Alonso is there, but we're side by side with now, so we've gained time regardless. And DRS in our play once again on the left-hand side of Alonso, going down towards turn number 6 and side by side with the Spaniard looking for the braking zone. He'll be the last one to brake as we emerge his fight to emerge from turn number 7 in front. Alonso's there on the inside, got the better drive though, going through turn number 7 and making our way out of 7 now and jumping in front of Alonso once again. So that fight carries on then, but crucially at this point of the race, we haven't really got anyone left to fight because Alonso we're still defending from here as it stands. He's still right on our tail here, and here comes Sergio Perez dispatching Alonso for 4th place now. Perez on those medium tyres, he's made his stop and is now really barreling it towards us, so he's closed in by a rate of knots here because he was quite way behind us in the first stint. Those hard tyres would do all right for him, but now on the medium tyres he's a monster going up towards turn 6. Of course, a decent season for Perez. He's won several races already this season, his first season with Red Bull since returning to the grid from Racing Point. But coming out turn 7 now towards turns 8 and 9, Perez has got DRS to his advantage, got up towards the left-hander once again and closing up all the time. The Red Bull goes to the outside of the racetrack. The Red Bull still got pace in it. Perez on the outside takes P3 away, and without the podium really in sight, we'll try and stay with him as best we can. But Perez on those medium tyres is going to check out completely here and hit by, we'll get to a few laps later, he is completely gone. So that's late to the Grand Prix then. We're on to lap 25 of this thing, only a few laps in the championship now. We've got to hold on to what we are, and as it stands, there's really no one for us to fight. And Verstappen's there in P6. I kind of want to fight him one last time. So going into turn 9, we're going to do something honourable here. We're going to lift off at turn 9, run wide, and we're going to allow Alonso to go back through. Because as long as we're scoring points, my point total doesn't really concern me too much, as long as we actually win the championship. So we're going to lift here and see if we can try and get one last scrap with Verstappen. And the players behind as well, so by not too much. So hopefully, if we keep on fighting Max and Charles will close into a nice 3-car battle to run off the season and come towards the championship. So on to lap 26 now. Verstappen is within DRS range and on our tail, heading towards turn 9. Alonso 2.5 in front. P4 is off the table now. P5 for us at best, and Leclerc closing 2. He's 3 seconds back from myself as we go into turn 9. Verstappen is there as I make our way through. Will he try and go for a move in the last sector? But on to lap 27 now. Running wide on corner exit out of turn 5. Max is on our tail, pulls to the left-hand side, and Leclerc's there behind us too. Will he get DRS on the way down towards turn 6 now? Here they come. No DRS for Leclerc, no DRS for me either. Verstappen goes charging through, takes P5. I'm going to try and go all the way to his inside and pull to the outside. They're going towards turn 6 once again. Going to try and pull back alongside of Dutchman, of course, our much heralded championship rival, going through turn 7 and clear Verstappen once again, and that'll be our last little scrap I think for now, and that should be all we really need to cap off this season. So pushing on to the last lap of the race and the season no less. One lap now from our first World Championship. We've got a bit of time here just to sort of settle things down and think about our journey so far. We're 51 episodes into this series. Of course, started back in Austria in Formula 2. The races in Austria, Monza and Abu Dhabi. Lost the title to Latifi. Made our debut with AlphaTauri in 2020. Had a fantastic year there. Almost became champion last year at Red Bull, but of course, mechanical failures there were present for 4 of those races. We've taken 4 race winning positions, and of course with Mercedes there's been none of that. We've been slowly building a lead in the championship with our 5 wins this season. Speaking of building a lead, Carlos Sainz on his way through to a dominant Grand Prix. He won the first race of the season in Bahrain, hasn't had too much luck since, but coming from the last couple of corners now, Sainz will complete his 2022 season and cap it off with victory for Ferrari. A sign of things to come perhaps for 2023. Sainz wins the race, Norris through in second, one last podium for McLaren. They've had a decent season, 4th place in the constructors. He's hit Sainz on the way through. Perez coming through for 3rd place. He'll beat Alonso for 4th, but none of that matters because here we come now through turns 13 and 14. Leclerc's dispatched Verstappen. We've dispatched Verstappen across the season, and we're 2 corners from glory now. It's the moment we've been waiting for through turns 15 and 16 for the last time to claim our first World Championship in F1 Ultimate career. We've done it! 2022 World Champions!
Oh, you are my hero! You're my hero! You've done it! All of that work has come down to this, and you are the world champion. Great stuff!
Well, it's certainly been an incredible year for Formula 1, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula 1 World Drivers' Champion. Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again.
Sainz then wins the race, Norris 2nd and Perez in 3rd, but it means nothing to us because we are the Drivers' World Champions. It's been a long, long season as Sainz raises that trophy. As much as we would have liked to be on the podium, the pace wasn't there today for us to stick on the podium, but all we needed was 1 point, as I've been saying since the start of the episode, and we got 10 of them in the end. So P5 on the road at the end of the day, and a cap off the season, and with it we'll be able to have a look at the race result and the final standings from this remarkable 2022 season, Season 3 of F1 Ultimate Career.
Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
And it's another title in the bag for Red Bull after a long and hard-fought season. They built an astonishing car this year, and the glory they'll be taking back to Milton Keynes is fully deserved. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So Alonso finishes in 4th place then, we finish 5th and wrap up the championship. Leclerc 6th, Verstappen 7th, his wait for a championship continues on for another season. Hamilton 8th, Magnussen 9th and Pierre Gasly 10th. We've got a feel for Max Verstappen. Of course, he was a valiant opponent and we beat him over the course of the season, but of course after 3 seasons now, he's been in the title fight and lost. His day will come eventually, I'm sure, but in terms of the final standings, we win the championship by 29 points to Verstappen, Sainz in 3rd place, 43 back, Perez 4th, Leclerc 5th, and it's Norris, Hamilton, Alonso, Ricciardo and Ocon who will complete the top 10 of this season. It's been a remarkable season. I've thoroughly enjoyed every last bit of it, every single Grand Prix, and at the bottom half of the standings, Magnussen, Gasly, Zhou, Schumacher, Bottas, Albon all scored points, Latifi, Tsunoda, Vettel and Stroll all scoreless. Vettel retires in a scoreless final season. Aston Martin dead last in constructors. Red Bull win that title, 43 points to Mercedes. Truthfully, Red Bull overall were the strongest team over the course of the season, but of course we had our moments in the races, and as a result we took 5 wins from this season, and with that, the World Championship 2, and we'll be trying to defend that in Season 4. But guys, that'll do it for this episode of Ultimate Career, and for this season of Ultimate Career. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. It's been the best season yet. Hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much for your continued support in this series. I'm looking forward to getting on to F1 23 for Season 4. Smash the like button if you're new. Make sure to get subscribed for more future F1 content. An absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next season when Ultimate Career returns.